Iran building up defenses of Karg Island to protect against potential U.S. ground attack.
As I hear you saying this, that we have not caught up with the type of warfare that exists today. That we're still making, and I'll give you an example. I'm just going to stand up for a minute. I'm going to stand up for a minute, Gene. I know you told me to walk slow when I do this, so I'm going to back up and go over here. Look over here at the Strait of Hormuz, right? You see the Strait of Hormuz? I heard the Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, Mr. Hegseth, say the other day that we're going to be fine there because we've knocked out the Iranian Navy, he said, and our Navy is superior, and they'll be able to stop anybody from the Iranian side who tries to shoot down tankers or block the Strait of Hormuz. But then you talk to people who really know about this kind of stuff, and they'll tell you, we don't need to be worried about the Iranian Navy. What we need to be worried about are rockets that are going to be shot from anywhere inside this area of Iran right here. So the question isn't one about the Iranian Navy. The question is about some other kind of weaponry that they're going to use, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind if I walk carefully with you?
No, go ahead. You don't get too close because these guys are...
The ships come in this way, go right around that tip.
Right.
To come out, they have to come up, and they actually sail between two Iranian-controlled islands. That's the only exit channel. So you're going right between two islands where they have the missiles on them. See that coastline there?
Yeah.
Those are mountains. If you take a look at the video as the ships go by, the mountains, everything's dug in right here. There's a brigade here called the RF Brigade, 4 battalions that they're not ships. They have the missiles. They've been training for 20 years to defend this strait. We're going to come in with 4 amphibious ships.
Right.
All right. As they come in, they won't make it past here. They'll get sunk here, get sunk here. We knew this in 2019.
They'll get sunk here because
because of the other missiles. And we knew this in 2019. The Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Berger, issued the Commandant's guidance. And he said, we can't fight this war anymore. We put all our Marines on one ship. And as we get close in, we're going to get sunk. So we're not even going to, this is the island they want to take.
Yeah.
The Marines aren't even going to get here before they all die.
That's fascinating. And we can come back here now because here's the point that comes out of all this. The stories we're being told about what we might be able to do, we're not going to be able to do, Garland.
Yeah, because here's the other part. War is not just about technology. There are other factors. What are we talking about now? We're talking about the terrain. Well, it's mountainous, so they can hide all kinds of, even artillery, as thin as that, the Straits of Hormuz are. They could literally hit ships with artillery.
This is where the rubber meets the road, right? Because what I think is happening right now, you guys tell me if I'm full of crap on this one. What I think is happening right now is the realization that the Iranians control the game.
Yes.
Because they're deciding how long the Strait of Hormuz stays closed. And we can't stop them from making that decision, as Scott just showed why that's the case. And if we can't stop them from controlling the Strait of Hormuz, it's kind of like game over right now. Trump has to find a way, our president has to find a way to open the Strait of Hormuz. And to do that, he needs to negotiate or talk and say pretty please to the Iranians.
Again, well, yes, because what we're looking at is a country, the United States, trying to project power, 5,000 or 6,000 miles from its shores, which means Iran has geographical advantages that cannot be overcome. There's certain things you can't, I don't care what technology
So how does somebody not think of this before we got into this? I do not understand. This is the frustrating part of this. For me, again, as an American, I'm thinking, I am a citizen of a country that supposedly has the most sophisticated military system anywhere in the world, and nobody in the Pentagon said, hey, we can't do this. Because if they close the Strait of Hormuz, there's no way we're going to be able to stop them from unclosing it.
Well, everybody in the Pentagon said that.
Yeah.
There's not a person in the Pentagon that didn't say that.
So then why did we do it?
Because Pete Hegseth came in and said, we won't have to do that. The Israelis have told me that they're going to kill Khamenei on day 1. We're going to come in with the most massive air power ever seen. We're going to pick 1,000 points on the ground, Rick. And what I'm trying to tell you here is the numbers of targets weren't because they were good targets. It was because we wanted to hit 1,000 points on the ground a day for a period of time to create the impression of American invincibility. We kill Khamenei, we hit 1,000 points of targets on the ground, and the Iranians quit. And that way we don't have to do any of this. And yet, just so you understand, one of those 1,000 points was at girls' school. that should never have been struck.
Yeah, I know.
We struck hospitals, the whole thing. This is the most criminally minded war plan in the history of war plans.
Is it criminal or stupid or both?
Criminal. No, it's first of all, when you're the Secretary of Defense and you're required by, we have a Law of Warfare Act. If you violate the Geneva Conventions grossly, there's a death penalty.
Yeah.
We have a manual of the manual of the law warfare manual. We had a directive from 2023 that created a unit that screened targets to make sure we didn't hit civilians. Hegseth came in and said, I'm doing away with all the rules. I'm disbanding that unit. We're going to disregard the law warfare manual. We want increased lethality. And so when he said we're going to put 1,000 bombs on 1,000 targets a day, he was saying, I don't care what you kill. We kill things and break things, he said. That's what we do. There was intent, criminal intent from the very start. So this was criminal and incompetent. What I don't understand is why the JCS didn't resign en masse. This is a leadership failure on the part of the most senior military officers. And now they're in a situation where they're going to have to try and do something they know they can't do. If we send Marines across the beach and they die, people need to go to jail. If we send the 82nd Airborne in with the Rangers and they die, and they will die, we will not win this fight. The Iranians have been preparing for this fight for 20 years.
Yeah.
We're making it up as we go along.
Oh, and by the way, they're Persians, and it's called the Persian Gulf.
Well, how about this?
I mean, right? I mean,
How about this? This isn't new. In the Pacific Islands in World War II, they would bomb the beaches for literally weeks with 16-inch guns and gigantic bombers. And still, when the Marines would hit the beaches, it would be like a hornet's nest full of Japanese. So we already know that even if you bomb the beaches and do all of that, this was from World War II, that it's not going to stop the enemy when they're dug in.
Did you get a chance? Scott, this is a big deal for you because you're a Marine, and this really means something to you. When your commander tells you, I need you to go over there and do something because there is an imminent threat to your family or my family or your country, that's a serious command that you're receiving. I want you to take a listen to what Joe Kent told Tucker about whether or not the United States, whether or not an imminent threat even existed prior to this war as a reason for us going in. This is cut one, if you could, Gene, take it.
I think this is key. I mean, this would be more challenging to explain had the Secretary of State, the President, and the Speaker of the House not come out and said that we conducted this attack at this time because the Israelis were about to do so. So that takes away the argument that there was an imminent threat, as in Iran was planning to attack us immediately. That just simply did not exist.
Yeah, so he said that, and then Rubio came out and basically said the same thing.